a huge week in the Champions League, and Real Madrid and Barcelona had very different results. But I don't think either of us are going to be happy with the performances, even though I won, and of course you lost. So you would be more upset than me. But we got to get into it because it's so much to talk about concerning these two games. Had to bring my guy Barca Volume back. How are you, bro?
Man, I'm doing amazing, bro. I'm stuffed, if you know what I mean, dude. Match day 5, full of so many storylines, dude. Estevão going fully Lamine Yamal on Lamine Yamal's head, man. Let's be honest. Let's be real. It happened. It was an amazing banger. Then I have to watch Vitinha, dude, scored a hat trick today. That's incredible. And a freaking four of a kind is a poker hand for my man Kylian Mbappe, who freaking did. It was scoring everything he was shooting today, actually.
Yeah,
and
bro.
What a night, dude. Did you see the Van Dijk's handball on Liverpool against PSV? That was an all-timer, basically topping what Araujo had done yesterday in the Champions League. That was another bozo moment by Van Dijk. I've never seen that in my life, dude. I had so much fun today watching all the sports. It's crazy, man.
The Champions League, we were talking about it a little bit behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But since they've made this new format and the league phase and the table and all these different things,
right,
it's been super entertaining. Like, I prefer this over the old format, bro. Like, the group stage was cool, but remember you were playing each team home and away.
I
like that now it's
No.
a different opponent every match day.
I hated that. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I hated that just because remember we used to play like when it was like the first one, right? It was 1, 2, 3. And then that third game in the Champions League, you used to double up. Like we used to see that in, like, for example, like match day 3, we will watch like Barca Inter, and then match day 4, it would be Barca Inter on the other home ground.
Yeah,
and that will make it so repetitive.
Yeah, bro. Now look, they absolutely cooked, even though they did steal the Super League's idea. But we don't got to get into that. But let's start off with Barca, because you guys took an absolute battering at Stamford Bridge. My God. I do think, to be fair to you, you should have scored. Ferran Torres, if he was a Madrid player, the amount of lashes that he would have received from me, my arm would have been sore today, okay?
Yeah.
How he missed that, unexcusable. But besides that chance, and maybe if he scores, the game completely looks different. But besides that chance, Barcelona really didn't do anything.
Right.
Chelsea had a fairly easy match after that miss, even before the red card with Araujo. I didn't think you guys were going to do anything anyways. Enzo Fernandez balling out. Cucurella, man of the match. That is one of the best left-back performances I've seen in a while. I think he did a better job on Lamine Yamal than Nuno Mendes did. Because not only was he locking up Yamal, but he was also involved in the attack, similar to Nuno Mendes, but I feel like it was just more dominant in that game. Lamine Yamal against PSG, remember the opening like 10, 15 minutes, he looked good. And then Mendes got into it, cooked him. Not one time that game did Lamine Yamal look like a threat. Your midfield was getting ran through. Caicedo, Reece James, Boston, Eric Garcia, Frankie de Jong looking lost out there. The back line, Kubarsi, getting cooked by Estevão. And then you got that idiot of a captain. I said it, and I'll say it before.
Jesus Christ.
Araujo has the awareness and the IQ of a doorknob. How are you on a yellow card? And that's the kind of challenge that you put in. Insane. Hansi Flick as well. After this, I'll shut up. I'll let you go. Getting schooled, volume by the Temu Pep. I can't believe it.
Enzo Maresca, man. Give him some credit, though. Enzo Maresca. He's been putting out some pretty good tactics. If you think about it, he had a great game plan against Luis Enrique too, and Luis Enrique has been one of the best managers out there. I got to give that man some credit, bro. I don't know if you finish your soliloquy or if
No. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you no more. I just want to get that off my chest.
Because you were talking about Enzo Maresca, and I felt like I cut you off.
No. I mean, no. I was just saying, like, he showed Hansi Flick levels. I think, like, Enzo Maresca, his style of play, I feel like the intensity of it, like, Barca just couldn't really cope. And I think Flick got the 11 wrong as well when it came to Ferran Torres starting. I think Rashford, yeah, he was sick the last few days, but Rashford was back. He should have started this game.
No, but can we at least admit, though, that Enzo Maresca is a good manager?
No, he is a good manager. He is. Well, of course he is, right? I mean, we saw what he did in the Club World Cup. I thought last season he did a good job with Chelsea. And now they're currently sitting second in the Premier League table. Even though they spent a lot of money, it's not like they spent it on superstars. Most of their signings are young, unproven players that are going to develop. He's doing a very good job with Chelsea, even though people don't like to say that because, they spent over $1 billion. But it's like, what'd they spend it on? It's not megastars or Galacticos who they're buying. But go ahead, bro.
No, man, look. It was not a fun game to watch at all. Of course, there is the most frustrating thing to me, right? We had just came back home at the Camp Nou against Athletic Club, and I thought we could bounce off of that. I thought we could use some of that momentum and bring it to this game, which was one of the tougher games. I see Chelsea on a little bit of a higher tier than Real Madrid. So even though I knew we lost El Clásico, this was supposed to be our second big test this season. And I felt like we could have like done something in this game to even if we lost, like I even said it, I didn't even think we were going to win this game. And even on your show on Chaos, people on the comments and Jonas and people were like calling me that I was like, I was thinking that, it's okay to get a draw in this game. And like, I'm being negative. And I'm like, no, I'm not being negative. These guys are the world champs. They have an unbelievable project. They have an unbelievable tactician as a manager that I think is very highly regarded around the league, around the Prem, around everywhere. And I just thought, like, who are we to think that we are going to go down to this stadium and just beat them and manhandle? I was actually surprised that Barca was the actual favorites. And I always do predictions in the Champions League, if you don't know, but I said it was going to be a 2-2 draw. And nothing that Chelsea did in this game really surprised me, to be honest with you. I thought they were going to be physical. I thought they were going to be strong in the midfield. I thought Enzo and Caicedo, they were going to manhandle Frankie de Jong and Eric Garcia ultimately, even if that would have been Dani Olmo. I never even thought that it was going to work. I thought, we would play a little bit of a better defense. We will pin our ears back a little bit because we can't be the ones possessing the ball up against this team and try to attack and get hit in transition with the speed. But dude, there's so many angles where I want to go with this game. But honestly, it came down to this, in my opinion. Look, when you have players who can step up in big moments, then you will be okay in the Champions League. If you don't have players who can step up in the right moments, you're never going to get over the hump, especially up against Chelsea, who is one of the better teams at this moment right now. And if you're gonna, like, for example, right, people said Lamine Yamal had a bad game. Well, bad game Lamine Yamal through a beautiful through pass to Ferran Torres, and he was literally a sitter. Like, it was so close. You have to score that. Closer. Dude, it was closer than the penalty kick. And he literally missed wide open. Dude, it was like literally.
It didn't even go on target.
I'm okay with it. If the goalkeeper stops it, I'm okay. I'm not. It's criminal if you're not even going to at least put it in between the posts. And I agree. And look at Mbappe today. The first goal, bad finishing. It was actually terrible finishing, but he put it in the goal. And guess what happened? He got lucky. It went through the goalkeeper's legs. So as long as you put it, like, I can understand it. But the fact that you don't do that. But to me, the difference in the game was that we missed that chance that could have changed the whole game. Because Chelsea would have been like, okay, we're losing. We may have to change our game plan, do something different. Yep. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe we get another chance and we get another goal. But no, instead, after that, what happens? Literally another cross, which to me, I'm still thinking, I still hunting me, like Cucurella is literally offsides on that play. But I think, to give them credit, they do deserve to win this game. I'm giving them a lot of credit. They had 2 goals disallowed in that game as well. So it's not like even this one, like even if it's offsides and they got a tiki-taka call in favor of Chelsea, I'm still not angry because this was going to be literally the 3rd goal that they were going to get disallowed. So I'm okay with the goal, the referee saying, you know what, that's a goal. It's a 50-50. I'm just gonna let it go. So at that point, it's a 2-goal swing. We're supposed to be up 1-0. And think about what that's going to do to your psyche, to your like literally like just your brain, right? You're literally thinking like mental toughness is as big as physical toughness. I strongly believe in this. And once that happens, dude, they already scored 2 goals on us and they got disallowed and they finally got it, dude. And it was in the most circus way possible too. Like, I know I'm all over the place with what I'm saying. I'm going on a rant here. But what I'm saying is, like, it was so frustrating to watch. And it was Kounde who literally, bro, I watched the replay on slow motion twice. There was one time where he touched it with his heel, and Ferran Torres literally stopped it from going in, and it bounced back on Kounde. And Kounde tries to, like, hits the ball again. And at that point, Ferran Torres, like, doesn't see it coming, and it goes through his legs, bro. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, bro. I mean, and Kounde again, awful, bro. And I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
Like, when I'm looking at Barcelona and Chelsea, in my opinion, I think Chelsea have a better defense. I think Chelsea have a better midfield, right? Yeah. But where I think Barcelona have the advantage, I think Barca have a way better goalkeeper because Joan Garcia is better than Sanchez.
And our offense was supposed to be better. Our offense was supposed to be
and I'll just say, and I think your attack is better than theirs, right? Especially they didn't have Cole Palmer either, who's arguably their best attacking player. Now, when I saw Garnacho start this game, I'm like, well, this should be a match that Jules Kounde is able to bounce back. Garnacho looked threatening. Garnacho sent Kounde back to the streets of Paris, bro. Like, fucked him. I couldn't believe it. Why is it that Barcelona in the Champions League, in these big moments, always seem to fold under pressure? And I said this before, Value. Until Barca as a club understand that you don't always have to play pretty football. Until Barcelona as a club understand that you can adapt and sometimes win ugly. It's okay.
I know.
I don't think Barcelona are going to have any success in the UCL for years to come if that mentality doesn't change. Like, when I look at my Real Madrid watch-alongs, Barca fans are in the chat, boring football. Oh, you guys play like shit, whatever. And I get it. At the same time, I think Real Madrid just has that winning DNA in general. So, like, we don't mind if we win the UCL sitting back, getting battered, and then we score on a counter and get the job done. Like, we don't mind. Barcelona fans, they'd be upset about that. It's like, you have to change your style of play in games where your style of play is not favorable. Do you agree? Or is this something else that's wrong with your club in the UCL, bro?
No, I mean, look, you totally hit the nail on the head. Look, and it totally happened in this game. And I just went on a rant. I even forgot to mention it because when the game was 1-0, guess what happens? We have a freaking donkey on our team who doesn't freaking think. Not only he got the second yellow, right? But the first yellow that he got, that nobody's talking about it, he's literally sprinting all the way up the field because Lamine Yamal doesn't get a call. And he thinks that he can step right in the referee's face, being so aggressive, overreactionary for one ridiculous call that we didn't get. It goes back to us being soft. And us thinking that, we're just going to get these calls. We're just going to get, we're just like it happened against Madrid. The same thing. We're not bringing that physicality. We're not bringing our toughness. There's no mental toughness in this team. And it's ultimately the reason. So Lamine Yamal gets that foul. Araújo comes sprinting down. And now he gets a really ridiculous yellow. He never should have gotten that yellow. Now he's basically, it conditions your whole game. And mentally, like if you have a brain, then now you're a defender that you cannot play with the same intensity. You cannot play with the same aggressiveness because now you have a yellow, and now any play you mistime that, and he goes up against Cucurella, who's extremely fast, who's ridiculously twitchy, by the way, and he literally just went through his leg. And I'm like, dude,
wiped them out.
How can you do that? Because you're a donkey. But you know what? I don't even know if it's Araujo's fault or is our fault. Because the way I'm thinking is like this. So how many more times is Araujo going to do things like this before we just move on? Because if we just keep playing him in big moments, in big times up against Chelsea, I even said it on my match preview, I don't want Araujo to start in this game. He will get exposed. And I want to get Eric Garcia. I want to get Olmo together with Frankie. And I want to have Eric Garcia because I know it's going to be an accident waiting to happen. And I remember before the game started, Isco on the group chat was making fun of Flick for bringing on Araujo because he knew. How old is Isco? He's a young kid. He knew he was an accident waited to happen. And lo and behold, the freaking donkey. Now you fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, shame on me. And that's literally what Barcelona is, right? We know he's a freaking donkey, and we keep playing him in the same freaking positions, and it just keeps happening over and over again. And dude, right now, dude, if it so happens that he'll never play again for Barcelona, I'll be happy. I'll take this L just so that it offers clarity that he should never be starting in the game.
You know what's crazy, bro? Again. I remember you guys turning down 70 million from Juventus like 2 seasons ago, bro. I mean, look, right now you would take that and run.
Dude, it's because we have just beaten you guys in Copa del Rey, right? Yeah. There was some rumors going on, and Araujo was unhappy with his role with Hansi Flick, with the high line, not getting enough minutes, and we have just beaten you guys. And Araujo had a great game, and he had a great game also against Atletico Madrid in Copa del Rey as well. And I remember where people were saying, you know what, Araujo's back. And Lewandowski, that was literally on camera during the celebration when we have just beaten you guys, telling Araujo to stay at the club because we need it. And we like literally passed on like 70 million from Juventus. And now, dude, we will be lucky to get 25 million.
Yeah, I mean, like real quick, bro. I also wanted to bring up the Instagram model that you have on the right wing, Lamine Yamal, once again before a big game, posting another story. And look, I get it. He's of a younger generation, right? He's on TikTok. He likes the edits. He posts them, right? But it's like, bruv, every time you post an Instagram story of like, you know, your edits, you get cooked, right? Nations League got cooked. Real Madrid got cooked. PSG got cooked. Now against Chelsea. You're 0 for 4 now, bruv. It's starting to get to a point. When I see Lamine Yamal post an Instagram story before a game, I might put money on the other team because I know that brother's not going to show up, right? Now, I see a lot of people are upset with him. A lot of people are saying, yo, shut the hell up, etc. A lot of people are referencing how Estevão showed up. Fantastic goal that he scored, right? Sent Kubarsi back to the paella shops.
Beautiful goal.
Do you think Lamine Yamal, not that he's a problem, right? Because we all know this kid is a phenomenal talent, right? And he is a player that you build your club around. He's that special. But with the performance that we saw, right? With the performances that we've seen this season in general in these bigger games, and I know some people are bringing up his reaction to getting subbed off. He was mouthing off that Flick, such and such. Do you think it's a problem, Lamine Yamal? Like, do you think the club should be doing more to kind of like rein him in a bit?
To kind of what?
Like get him more under control. Like in terms of like social media or, you know, just like, you know, how he talked before.
I mean,
there's just like things like that, bro.
Yeah, no, what I will say, I mean, this is who he is. This is who he has been. He's 18 years old, and he has been doing it. He was 16. Last season, he did a lot of this Instagram stuff, and nobody really kept track because we kept winning and we kept winning, and we had, you know, when you're winning, everything is fine. When you're winning, but to his credit, though, like I give him a lot of credit. Like for me, I would probably already would have tuned that down after like the second time that you mentioned 4 times, right? I would have probably just like said, you know what, dude, I'm just gonna hide. I'm just gonna hide under a rock, and I'm just gonna show up in the game, and I'll try to ball out, right?
Just talk on the
But
pitch.
he keeps doing it. I mean, it could be a little bit of a circus, or it could be just his aura. He's not the type of guy that he is, and he's not gonna back down from his kind of from his personality, right? So I'm okay with what he's doing as long as it's just Instagram posts. What I'm more worried about is whether he's injured or not at this point. Like, 'cause I don't even know. I don't even know if he's not playing good because of his injury. I don't even know if he's not playing good because of his performance. I at this point, I don't even know if he's just partying behind the scenes. And to me, bro, I'm just gonna be honest. I saw a better than advertised Lamine Yamal against Chelsea. People made it seem like because Estevão made an amazing goal. Estevão had a good game. He up before that goal, he didn't. It's not like he was cooking Balde. Actually, Balde was one of our better players in this game. Actually, I thought he had him under control. All of a sudden, he gets great opportunity to go one-on-one against Cubarsí. Cubarsí was really soft. He didn't want to foul him. He didn't want to get a pen. And I think Estevão used that against him and actually gets just, he goes for that power. And that's the one thing that he has, man. Yeah, this kid has an incredible power. And just give him credit, man. He's unbelievable. Do you see how he put that for Brazil? He put that pen. It was like he literally just ripped that net, bro. Like he just with that.
You know it's crazy volume. But before we move on to the Madrid game, Estevão's a massive Barca fan. You know this, right?
Yeah, he's a massive
times. Even when he was at Palmeiras, he said that his dream is to play for Barcelona. He wanted you guys to sign him from Palmeiras.
Yeah, they gave us 3 chances, bro. That story came out.
Do you know that you could have signed him if you didn't sign Victor Roque? If you didn't get, because remember, Victor Roque costs more than what Chelsea paid for Estevão. If you didn't sign Roque, you could have had Estevão. And he said that he's at Chelsea because, one, he likes their project, but they also told him that they will develop him to play in the 10, right? Imagine Estevão on the 10, Lamine Yamal on the right.
It goes to show you how important it is to have a great management and a great front office and just a great scouting department.
Yeah, bro.
And the fact that we went for Victor Roque over Estevão, it goes to show you that we just didn't believe.
Yeah. So like what I read? I read that Barcelona decided to not do it because they viewed him as just like a right winger. And Lamine Yamal was already emerging. So that's kind of like why, which is a good, which I get it. But I feel like when you have a talent like that, you
just got to do it.
You figure it out.
Yeah, because if we had him right now, I know we have Lamine, but hey, what if we paid like 10 million for him and now we can sell him for 60, 70, 80 million? It's just the business aspect.
You could have played him in the 10. Him and Yamal link up in the attack would have been crazy.
But
I mean, look, guys, let us know what you're saying about Barcelona. Absolutely dominated at Stamford Bridge. But let's talk about Real Madrid now, bro, because we had a very entertaining game in Greece, right? Olympiacos 3, Real Madrid 4. And I think there are positives that I can take away from this game, right? For example, it's the first time in our club history that we've ever beaten Olympiacos in their home ground. Never happened in the history of Real Madrid. Second, Mbappe and Vinicius masterclass at the same time. We don't see that happen. That is rare. This shows they can play together. If Mbappe does not drift, why? Stay central. You have space. Vini has space. It worked today. But besides those 2 points that I made, the defending was trash. Now, I know we have a bunch of injuries, right? Like we have 6 injuries in total. 5 of them are to our back line. So
it's Dean.
The only fit center back we had was Asensio, right?
It's Dean. It's
Dean, Alaba, Rudiger, Carvajal, and Courtois. 6. All of our injuries are defensive ones, right?
Yeah.
But that's still not an excuse, in my opinion. Olympiacos have not won a game in the UCL this season. Olympiacos entering this match were sitting 34th out of 36 teams in the UCL table.
Yeah.
They have not been good.
No.
And we caught life value because at the end, We should have conceded. They had 2 very good chances. This could have ended 4-4. And this was a must-win game. Xabi Alonso caught life. And I will say this. Another game. I liked the starting 11. I will give him credit for that. I think with the injuries that we had, that was the best 11.
I know what you're going to say. In-game management, right?
In-game management. I'm be honest, bro. I'm starting to think that Xabi Alonso is awful when it comes to subs. Now, Camavinga got taken off at halftime.
Arda Güler, bro.
I was scared that he was injured, but he's sick. He played with the flu, but at halftime, he was throwing up. He's not injured, but they said that he had trouble. He had trouble breathing, and he was throwing up.
I know. Camavinga or who?
Camavinga. So that's why he was taken off. I thought he was injured, but he played with the flu that first half, and he cooked. I thought behind Vini and Mbappe, Camavinga was our 3rd best player.
Mm-hmm.
Then, okay. But what I don't get, why is Brahim Diaz getting minutes? This must be his nephew. That's the only thing that can explain.
Yeah,
why are you taking off Raul Asensio, our only center back, for Brahim Diaz? Now, I'm thinking, right, and at the time of us recording, I've not seen any reports. But I have a feeling that Asensio was injured. Because you only take off a center back if he's playing awful or he's injured. Jude Bellingham. Arda Güler did not have a good game. He was mid. Got a very good assist. Mbappe scored a header.
Towards that second half, though, I kind of disagree. I feel like Madrid started getting into that groove with him, with Mbappe.
Bro, like, remember, like, he had that one-on-one. He passed it.
Yeah.
He should have shot. I don't think, like, Arda wasn't bad, but I think he was just okay. Didn't really, like nothing really crazy.
I saw what you mean on that one. I thought, I don't know.
Yeah,
it felt like the defender, the center back, was tracking really closing in on him. He kind of saw that and kind of saw Mbappe by himself. Like, I see what the idea was.
I mean, but Arda's a passive player, right? Like, he's not aggressive, right? Like, he's not somebody
but he'll take these shots, though. Like, in front of goal, he's not afraid to take these shots.
No, he's a good finisher. Like, Arda has a good shot on him. But I think his first instinct is, if it's not an obvious goal-scoring situation for him, he will pass it. Especially because the connection that him and Mbappe have is phenomenal.
I think the problem with that play you're talking about was the pass. It's not that he passed all, but the pass wasn't good. If the pass would have been good, I think it would have been a one-on-one.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. Because if it works off, we're not talking about it. We're praising it. But once it doesn't pay off, then it's like you maybe should have shot it or did something different. But Jude Bellingham coming on in the 10, we did slow down a bit, right? For me, I've said it for time, and I've been trying to tell Madrid fans, Jude Bellingham is an 8.
Dude, he don't want to play the 8. Will, get it through your head. He doesn't want to play that position.
But
he wants to play closer to the goal.
All right, so then play him as the striker then. Play him as the striker then. Because here's my thing. We paid $100 million for Jude was a world-class 8 at Dortmund. That's why we paid $100 million. He can still score goals being an 8. He can still crash the box being an 8. It's not like I'm saying to play him as a 6 and he has to sit back. Jude can still have that.
You know what it is, Will? I feel like the first season when he came to Madrid, and he had an unbelievable season. And under Ancelotti was basically putting him very close to the box. And he had literally, we can say it, a lot of people were saying it was a Ballon d'Or season.
Yeah, it was.
So I think he's looking at that in the back of his head. He feels like he needs to play in that position to be back to be back into that question, or just have that kind of season, that Ballon d'Or type of season. And I think this is like him kind of like clinging into what he was doing.
I think that's fair, right? I'm pretty sure that Jude does enjoy scoring goals, as any player would. But I think for the betterment of the team, Arda Güler needs to be the 10. Jude is more physical. I think Jude's better qualities are off the ball, where Arda's is on the ball.
The team as a whole is more balanced.
Exactly. When you play Arda in that pivot, let's be real, brother. This guy Arda is weak. I don't think Arda can do 15 push-ups, bro. I'm going to be real with you. I think Jude is a lot better playing deeper. He can still score goals. He can still play make from the 8. I don't get why, I think he can. Last thing that I want to say, I'll let you go, bro. Defensively, I get it. We're our back line. We are in a semi-defensive crisis with only one center back available. But at the same time, we are trash when it comes to defending crosses, bro. Like, If you're in the final third and if you play that ball in the air, we're like a deer in headlights, bro. Like,
don't play Arsenal right now. Don't play Arsenal right now.
Arsenal would batter us right now, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It's crazy. But I mean, like, what'd you see from that game volume? Because
look, man. There was a lot of emotions as a Hay watcher, right? There was a lot of emotions because at first I'm like, it's just Olympiacos. There's nothing gonna happen. I have one eye on Arsenal against Bayern Munich and one eye, Madrid, and all of a sudden I'm seeing Chiquinho scored a goal, and I'm like, dude, right on, man. Is this gonna happen? Is this really about to happen? Is Madrid going to pull a stinker here? Are they going to drop points? The fact that they haven't won a game in the last 3 games, can that get into their psyche maybe and just literally go in shambles here? But no, man. Like, what happens after that, dude? Within 7 minutes, I don't think I ever seen that in my life. Kylian Mbappe, how does he get a freaking hat trick in freaking 7 minutes, bro?
Crazy.
It's crazy. And it goes to tell you the difference doesn't make having a player like Kylian Mbappe. It's a total cheat code, dude. I've said this for a long time. When you have a player like this who can have 3 chances and score all 3 of them in 7 freaking minutes, bro. Now, I guess he's up there right now. I think it's top 5 in the Champions League, right behind Raúl, which is unbelievable to me. The fact that Kylian Mbappe, wow. I saw a stat today after the game. They put it out. They said Kylian Mbappe right now, he's 5th on the list all time. That is crazy, man. Behind Raúl, it's crazy to see. Now if I'm looking at that, it just really bums me out. Because I'm looking at, used to be Mr. Champions League Cristiano Ronaldo, and now here we go, dude. Now you have the next freaking goal scorer in the Champions League, Kylian Mbappe, which is I would really hate it.
But I am nervous though, Volume. I'm nervous about if we can win it with him leading the attack. Yeah. Like, scoring all these goals is phenomenal. I'm gonna celebrate.
Yeah.
But it needs to lead to actually winning it. And like that does make me nervous, bro.
But here's the difference,
it does.
Yeah, but here's the difference. It's the X factor. The X factor today was Vinicius Jr. When you guys have Vinicius Jr. playing like he did today, oh my goodness, you guys have another gear. And right now, quite frankly, man, you guys didn't have a good game today. You didn't have a good game against Elche, but I think one of the reasons too, because you guys are conceding 5 goals in the last 2 games now. It's Militao. Militao is having an amazing season. Probably Dave said he was one of he's best center back of the season. I don't see if he's literally the best. I don't know, but you guys are missing him. Like, it's not surprise, right, that he's not there. Now you guys are struggling. You guys don't have the depth, right? But when Vinicius Jr. is on, bro, like I've always said this on my channel. I started doing some reactions, and I said, you know what? Madrid, when Vinicius starts to play like that, and he's playing with that pace, when he's hitting with those crosses, when he's doing those one-on-one, when he's dribbling, when he's having fun. Today, it looked like a game where he was having a lot of fun. Look at the shot and that confidence that he took a shot, and it was an amazing finish right to near the post, and it literally went in, but he was offsides, right? And it didn't count. But it does count in the grand scheme of things, where he's just literally playing good football. Then Madrid plays good football. And I think today I can literally say is the first game, because I call it like I see it, man. Like, if you guys deserve credit, I'll give you credit. And when I saw from Vinicius today, it was for the first time him and Mbappe working together. But Mbappe still doesn't play like 100% on his number 9 role. Because when you saw that other goal that he scored, where I thought it was offsides, Archivo Bar said it was offsides, he was literally sprinting down. So 2 of his goals was sprinting down on the left wing. So it's not like he's staying as a number 9. He always clinging back to his.
But it wasn't transition though. To be fair,
yeah,
like it wasn't transition. So, but it wasn't more so from like traditional buildup. But I mean, when you bring up Vini, bro, when people say, "Oh, well, you're Vini's lawyer, that must be your brother or something," no, bro, like you saw, this was Vinicius' best performance in a year.
And together with Mbappe, to me, it's the first game that I can see them linking up like that.
And you saw me put that in the Chaos group chat. I said, since Mbappe's joined us, because usually it's either Vinicius has a bad game, Mbappe has a good game.
Yeah.
Mbappe has a good game, Vinicius has a bad game. right? Like they never click at the same time. Today, they both were on smoke. And the thing that this is the Vinicius that I know. This is the Vinicius that I back. When I talk about Vinicius, this is the player that I see the potential. I just think he just needs the consistency.
And that's
I don't know what they did today. I need that to continue. The only complaint that I have attacking wise is that I do wish somebody else would have chipped in like with the goal because of we talk about it, Mbappe FC in terms of goal scoring, right?
Yeah.
Like this brother has to have about 60% of our goals this season, right? Which is mad.
He's an amazing player, man. He scores all the goals for France as well.
But we have other amazing players. He's not the only one, right? And I also want to call out Rodrigo. No minutes.
No minutes.
Brahim Diaz getting minutes before Rodrigo. Now, I know that Rodrigo's been bad this season.
Yeah.
But behind Brahim Diaz in the pecking order,
yeah,
that brother needs to leave. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I think he's done after this break. And quite frankly, man,
you think he leaves in January?
I think there's a good chance that he leaves in January. Like he's done, dude. I don't see any other path for him unless he just wants to keep clinging on to Madrid, or if an offer comes in, let's say let's say that's another team comes in right now and offers Madrid 60-70 million. I think literally Real Madrid I think they'll sell out and take it.
I mean, the only way that I would sell him is if we are going to be active in January, which we traditionally are not. Because I don't think it makes sense to sell him in the middle of the season. Then God forbid somebody gets injured and then we didn't reinvest. But if you tell me you sell Rodrigo and we will go and be active and get somebody of, let's say, similar quality or somebody of like a high status, then I would do it. Yes, I would.
See, the one thing I do want to say though before we lose track is, and I'll end with this. I feel like today was a perfect example of Madrid having ballers who show up in crunch time when it matters the most, with the Champions League. It's everything Barcelona is missing right now. Look, for example, where we have Lamine Yamal, he got pocketed by Cucurella, who's one of the best left backs in the world right now, which is why he's starting over Balde, because he's unbelievable. He's a freaking animal. I'm not surprised that he gave him a hard time. I actually think Lamine Yamal in the first half had, a little bit, he looked a little better. And as the game went on, he started like neutralizing him until he erased him from the game. But there was nobody else showing up. There was no Lewandowski. There was no Ferran. Ferran, after he missed that chance, he was literally non-existent. And there was nobody else showing up. No Fermin, no Lewandowski, no Ferran. And Rashford, even when he came on, he literally didn't do anything. And we saw Rafinha. Rafinha was playing with all that intensity. If everybody played the way Rafinha plays, that's what makes us competitive. We're not good enough to we're not good enough to compete if we're not bringing that intensity, because we don't have the difference makers. And Real Madrid, on the flip side, today against Olympiacos was a very complicated game. This was your Club Brugge game. And the only reason why you won today is because Mbappe scored every chance and Vinicius Jr. had to do what he had to do, and he did what he needed to do to win this game. And all of a sudden, if it's not for that, you guys today, you might have lost 3-2, or you might have just maybe you get a draw 2-2, 3-3, but you won this game 4-3 because of your difference makers up front, and that's what you need in the Champions League. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do it.
Now, you know what? I agree with you. And I think on that note, we could wrap up, bro. That was actually a really good point that you just made, bro. Wow. Hey, look, big up to my guy, Barca Value, right? If you guys are still watching, get in the comment section. Let us know what you're saying. Don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to myself. Subscribe to Volume. His name and channel will be right next to mine in the collab feature. And we'll be back on Friday.